All right, we're going to talk about some things here on Reddit because people are upset about Black Order not being as advertised. And before we get into this post and many others, I just want to personally say that the one thing that I did not want with Black Order is for it to just to be one team that rules them all, and it's the only team in the arena, and it just matters on how many red stars. So I personally am kind of happy with the way things are turning out. They're not holding up on defense. I hear people having these monstrous Black Order teams, and they fall way further than they did overnight. And even when I look at the top of my arena, nothing has changed. And I go up against the Black Order teams, and I just walk over them. And there's some issues with that. And there's some people that have spent some money and that are very upset that they're not running the arena. But me personally, I think they're the best offensive team. I think they're going to be amazing in war. They win on offense, but they're not holding up on defense. And I've even found a team where I could basically use X-Men with Ultron inside of war, and it looks like they can punch up even with that. And I've got a separate video about that coming out in the morning. But let's talk about this post because there's some stuff, and I feel that based on what the developers said in their strike time, and we're going to actually listen to what they actually said in the strike time video. Boy, you might be upset too. And then also we're going to talk about how Ebony Maw Ultimate is not working as intended. And my goodness, that's right. We're all being the master beta testers. And there was a post from Cerebro, the community manager, talking about this. And it just kind of blows my mind that it's not working as intended. First things first, how to make the Black Order as advertised. And then the question came up immediately. It's like, well, what did they advertise? And we're going to go to the tapes. And this is the strike time that was published on April 13. And this is a conversation with Cerebro. And you can see that I've downvoted it because what they said is very different than the way that it's working in game. And so the conversation goes from Nick and one of the main developers there. We're going to listen in on this because, boy, it's telling.
But how would you describe the synergy of the Black Order? I know Zach has talked about before that the team, kind of has a mark that they're trying to hit. What's the mark we're trying to hit with the Black Order?
We want to shake up the arena meta. Black Order is going to be really focused on dominating the arena, and they have...
All right, so they said they wanted to shake up the arena and that they were really going to be focused on dominating the arena. And I can tell you that for a fact. That is not true. And some of these guys in my arena shard are top 100 players, spenders in the game, and they have full access to Black Order teams. And I find these teams right here way harder than all the Black Order teams I've played. So that's not true. But did they really say that it was going to be a defensive team? Well, that right there was at the 6-minute mark. Let's go to a little bit further on in the video towards the 11-minute mark, and we'll listen into what they have to say there.
Arena powerhouses, definitely.
Arena powerhouses, definitely.
Do we foresee some utility in some of the other game modes? By chance, Alliance War, Raids?
He's going to be definitely a powerful team in war defense and war offense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, war defense, war offense, which I'm personally thrilled with. Like, I was able to punch up 50K against mercenaries, and I was like, wow, that's great. I also haven't dubbed like $600 per character, getting them maxed out to 14 with 7 gold and high red stars, and bought tons of red stars orbs like some of these people that are upset. I have a very minimal investment in this team, maybe $50 per character, which is still quite a bit, but, I make videos, fine, but I definitely have not maxed them out. And this is what it goes. This is where the conversation changes the term and why people are upset.
Yeah, like I see war defense more for them than war offense because they're made for arena defense also.
They're made for arena defense. He said, I see them more for war defense rather than war offense because they're made for arena defense. And then this is the kicker right here.
So they work well with the AI.
They work well with the AI, which is just simply not true. The main problem with the team is that Thanos is so fast and he does his middle ability early to flip the buffs. Oftentimes when the opposing team hasn't put all the buffs up. And if it was delayed one more turn, the team would work much better. And I'm finding that Thanos does it at the wrong time. And if you waited one turn, like if you did basic attack, and then second turn did the flipping the buffs, the team would go away. And so what they said is going to be shake up the arena, dominating the arena. They're designed to be on arena defense, and they work well with the AI. And so, how to make Black Order as advertised? Well, that's how they were advertised. As someone with a near 400K Black Order, I feel somewhat comfortable in saying the team isn't as advertised. The team is annoyingly close to being special. I agree. It's because it's pretty good. I don't want to say Black Order's bad. They stand on the precipice of greatness, but they aren't. In Arena, they're either great or not, and they're not great in Arena currently. And I want to give a shout out to General Galvatron for making this post, because I agree after watching that video. So here's a list of a few things where did I fix some of the Black Order's shortcomings. More damage for Empowered Thanos. Made a post a month ago saying I ran some numbers that he wasn't going to hit as hard as people wanted to act like he was. And a ton of people told me either you have to wait and you'll know how much damage he'll do. His damage is going to be the best in the game. Well, it was a powder over of 112k. Thanos could tell you decided it isn't the case. Thanos Empowered hits okay, but is the special Dark Finish hits for much more and hits into defense down, while Thanos does less and hits into defense up. Something as simple as 5% damage per Black Order ally and Empowered passive would fix all these issues, or just give him different base damage as you did with Dark Phoenix. The reason I listed this as my first option is because I believe it's the easiest solution. 2, fix the weird Ebony Maw and Proxima Midnight redundancy, and this is true. Basically, they both put out offense down, and what he suggests is if one of them issued out defense down, that would fix a lot of the problems. There's a redundancy with the kits. And there's also some speed issues with Proxima Midnight that might also help, or maybe even make her special unavoidable. There's nothing worse than not being able to land that. Anyhow, give better focus for Black Order. My goodness. Ebony Maw, like when Phoenix dies, about half the time Phoenix resists it, and she does not get an ability block. Now, the one thing I want to remind everybody is there's something super broken about Gear 14. Gear 13... going from gear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 13 is about this 3, 4, 5% boost in stats. But when you go from 13 to 14, the stat boost is on aggregate about 30%, meaning health, damage, army, those stats get about a 20% boost. But focus and resistance, the ability to land negative effects and the ability to resist negative effects from being landed on you jumps by 50%. And I think everybody, most people, if you've gone into Dark Dimension 3, you have a G14 Phoenix, which means she's got very high resistance. So I think a lot of the problems people are having right now with Ebony Maw is that everybody and their mother has a G14 Phoenix, which has like a 50% stat boost over a 13. And if you're playing with a G13 Ebony Maw, it's the ability block, the whole, against when Phoenix dies, it's just not going to land. So it's like, why is the Phoenix even allowed to resist the ability bot? Personally, I think the ability bot is majorly overrated, but I've seen a lot of people say they think this would fix the problem. How is it that 40% of the enemy arena still doesn't have offense down after my G14? Wow, this guy's got a G14, it's not working. That's the big deal right there. Level 75 enemy is gone, his turn. And so the G14 level 75 is going to have very, very high focus, the highest, because there's a huge increase from going from 71 to 75 and then going from 13 to 14. The focus and the resistance stats just go through the roof. This team is not applying debuffs nearly as easily as they should be. Maybe it's a bug. Who knows? The focus resistant formula is still a mystery, but fixing this will fix a major Black Order flaw. And then this is a big one, right, too. Cull Obsidian's resistance issues. It's really easy to dispel the taunt on Cull Obsidian, and then that doesn't... He's not really an effective tank if you can clear the taunt, where there's a lot of tanks where it's really hard to clear the taunt and you're kind of stuck behind it. But Cull Obsidian is not designed that way. So I've had Captain Marvel attempt to clear my Black Dwarf taunt 3 times. All 3 times she's succeeded. Need to fix this. What good is a protector character that doesn't protect? Currently, his resistance is tied to regens, which means that he actually isn't going to resist much until after when the teammates is nearer to death. They have to drop below, I believe, 50%. That's part of Thanos' passive. So basically, he doesn't become a good tank unless somebody drops below 50%, because that's the only way that he's going to get the regeneration thing. We would just talk about bugs. Bugs! Oh my God. Bugs! Ebony Maw's ultimate is not working as written. This just blows my mind right here. It actually says this in the kit that it takes 3% of enemy HP and then maxing at 25% of this character's Maw's HP. And then they go onto the post to say how it's not working there. And then Cerebro responded, the cap is actually 3% of the character's max health, not the 25. It's not the way it's worded. However, I spoke with the design team about this, and apparently there is an inconsistency with Ebony Maw's healing. We're investigating now, and I'll keep you updated with the news. Thanks for surfacing this. So I want to talk about where this leaves me personally. I personally am taking Ebony Maw and friends up to level 75, and I'm taking them up to level 12. Now, I'm gonna just play with him there. Now, I've done one T4 on Ebony Maw, and that's his special. I'm probably gonna do his ultimate later once I realize that this is an amazing team or not. I want to wait a little bit more. I think it's going to be an amazing team. Maybe it just needs to go like one tweak or one bug. We'll see. And I've also got Thanos passive, but I'm not putting T4s into them, and I have quite a bit stockpiled. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens. And also, Ebony Maw, is he going to be useful outside of the Black Order team? Looks like he's doing very well inside of Dark Dimension 3, inside of the Cosmic Nodes. Some of the nodes that have the highest damage have Ebony Maw. Chewburger put up an amazing run in Dark Dimension 3 using Ebony Maw. And I'm seeing Ebony Maw on defense quite a bit in my arena as well. And it seems to be a little bit tricky to work around. So Ebony Maw still could be the most useful character, but it appears to me that a lot of people are upset because it's not living up to what the developers actually said. And I personally don't know if I want what the developers said. The developers said things like dominating in the arena, main focus, they work well with the AI, they're amazing on defense, and their focus is on defense. I'm not sure I even want that myself, but that's what they advertised. And people spent a lot of money on these characters. Like this guy right here spent a lot of money on the characters, and it's absolutely positively not doing what they said it was advertised. So something needs to be done. I'm personally going to not take the characters above 12, and I'm not going to put a lot of 14s into the T4s. I'm going to wait and see how this turns out. But it looks like they're going to be crazy in offense, and I'm going to make another video in the morning about this X-Man, the X-Tron team has Ultron with X-Men, and it actually punches up against Black Order in War, but we have a lot of questions about War and room bonuses and things like that, so we probably won't know until tomorrow's War. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, and as always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.